And so I made this table, and obviously if I'm converting from an int to an int, I'm essentially doing nothing. So that's why those are all gray on the diagonals. But let's say I'm converting an int to a string. This tells me what the result might possibly be. So it converts to a string. I can convert an int to a float, no problem. I can convert an int to a Boolean. Now, converting things to a Boolean gets a little weird because sometimes the thing you expect to be true is not necessarily true. For example, if I'm converting an int to a Boolean, every number except for 0 will convert to true. So everything is always true unless it's 0 or empty or nothing. Those are the things that convert to false as a Boolean. So if I take a string and convert it to an int, it has to be a valid integer or else it's going to give you an error. Okay, same thing with string and a float. It has to be a valid float or you're going to get an error. Now, if I give an empty string, like two quotes with nothing in between them, then Boolean false. Otherwise, anything else is true. Any other string is always going to be true. Even a string containing the number 0 is true. Because remember, a string is just a string of characters. The only string to Boolean conversion that comes to false is an empty string. That's a really easy way, by the way, to see if a string is empty or not, is convert it to a Boolean and see if it comes out to true or false. So there's little tricks that you can use these to your advantage as well. So float, if I do a float to an int, it truncates the decimals. That's important to remember because, watch, if I have a number like, in this case, they say 10.9. Now, everybody can probably figure out that that rounds up to 11 if I switch that to an int. But if I print the int version of that number, what I get is 10, not 11. So it truncates the decimals, meaning all it does is it just says everything after the decimal point, we're just going to throw that in the trash, which is fine in some cases. And in other cases, that's going to mess up math down the road because this is obviously much, much closer to 11. And it doesn't matter how close I get to 11. I can be like 1 billionth away from 11. And it doesn't matter because that's after the decimal. When I run that, it's going to throw it away. So it can be virtually 11. And that seems like, oh, well, it's only 1 billionth of a difference. No, it's a whole number difference almost. And if you're doing math with that, if you're doing large math with that, if you're doing a banking application with that, somebody's going to get pissed because you're cheating them money. Or maybe the bank's going to get pissed and you're going to get fired because you're giving people money that's not theirs. So math is important. And so when we're converting from a float to an int, we have to be very careful. Float to a string, you can literally convert anything to a string. Okay, if I convert a Boolean to a string, it'll just change it to the string true or false. That's what happens with a Boolean to a string. So this table is handy if you're doing data conversions so you can keep in mind what goes to what.